The film opens with a scene where Eve and Theo, a married couple, are sitting in couples therapy. They're trying to save their relationship, but their therapist doesn't seem very hopeful. The way they speak to each other is sharp, bitter, and clearly toxic. Then the story flashes back to the time they first met. Theo, an architect, is attending a work launch to celebrate the success of his company's new project. Everyone is pleased with the outcome, but Theo doesn't look happy. Part of his original design was removed, and he can feel it. His boss tells him plainly, "This wasn't supposed to turn out exactly like your version." Upset and frustrated, Theo gets up from the table and heads to the kitchen, where he meets Eve for the first time. They start talking, and an instant spark of attraction ignites between them. Eve offers him a taste of the food she's cooking. Theo says, "Wow, this is amazing." Eve smiles and says, "Yeah, but they never let me make it my way here." She goes on to say that she plans to move to California to pursue her dream job. Theo smiles and replies, "Then I'll come with you." 10 years later, they're now married and have 2 children, a boy and a girl. Eve spends most of her time at home baking. She no longer works as a chef, so she fills the void by endlessly making desserts. This is where the arguments start. Theo tells her, "Don't give the kids so many sweets." Eve laughs and replies, "Come on, it's fine, they won't get hurt." Meanwhile, Theo is working on the biggest project of his life, a building he's dreamed of designing for years. It's almost finished. At the same time, he suggests Eve rent one of the city's empty, abandoned shops and open her own restaurant. Eve is thrilled she can finally live her dream again. At first, business doesn't go well, but that doesn't matter to her. She's doing what she loves. Theo, on the other hand, is fully immersed in his building project. He designs the roof like a sail, something symbolic and bold. One of his friends warns him, "Do you really think that sail will hold up? What if there's a strong wind?" Theo confidently replies, "Don't worry, it's stronger than you think." Suddenly, a severe storm hits the city. On the other side of town, the storm changes traffic patterns and a number of people stop in front of Eve's restaurant to take shelter. The restaurant quickly fills up. Eve calls Theo excitedly, "Do you think I can handle all these customers?" He smiles from the phone, "Of course you can." Meanwhile, people gather around the building filming as the wind howls. Theo insists everything is under control, until the sail collapses, destroying the entire structure. It doesn't take long for Eve's restaurant to become a huge success, but Theo's life falls apart. His dream building is destroyed, videos of its collapse go viral, and he's fired from his job. Theo sinks into depression and humiliation. Eve, now successful, tells him, "Don't worry, I'll cover the expenses. You just take care of the kids." Feeling useless, Theo decides to take control at home. He bans sweets, forces the kids to exercise and follow a strict, healthy diet, and creates a rigid daily schedule for them. When Eve discovers that the kids even signed a no-sugar contract with their father, she screams in anger, "How could you do this?" Theo replies, "It's for their health. Sugar is bad for them." Their fights intensify day by day. While Eve's fame continues to grow, TV interviews, positive reviews, new offers, Theo sinks deeper into failure. The building that was once a symbol of his dream is now a sign of total defeat. Over time, jealousy turns into poison. Theo can't stand Eve's success while he's stuck at home. Eve is constantly traveling, opening new branches, receiving collaboration offers, while Theo is busy taking the kids to school. One day, Theo says, "Why don't you quit and come back home to the kids? I'll go back to work." Eve responds with a bitter laugh, "You? Work? Who would hire you now?" Theo stares at her. "Well, someone has to give in eventually." Eve replies coldly, "Not me. I won't surrender. You stay home and take care of the kids." Because of this struggle, Eve gradually distances herself from the children. The kids spend more time with Theo since he's always at home. Slowly, they drift away from their mother to the point that one day Eve realizes they no longer want to be with her. She feels rejected, completely alone. During one of their fights, Theo yells, "It's your fault. Always at work, always chasing your restaurants, never home." Their arguments grow harsher, darker, and more destructive. After some time, thanks to the strict schedule Theo imposed, exercise, healthy diet, discipline, the kids earn a scholarship to a school in Miami. When the kids leave for Miami, Theo and Eve are alone for the first time in years. During this period, Theo finally builds his dream house, Though the entire cost is covered by Eve's money, the design is his, but the financing is not. When the house is finally ready, they host a dinner party to celebrate. At first, everything seems fine. Laughter, jokes, wine. But underneath the calm exterior, Theo is boiling with jealousy over Eve's success, and Eve is full of anger and resentment toward him. The jokes start light and harmless, but gradually become sharp and biting. Their friends laugh and initially don't notice. Wow, you two are hilarious together. One man even imitates Theo and teases his own wife, but she snaps angrily, "That's not funny at all. Why would you say that?" The man stammers, "What? Theo and Eve always joke like this." The atmosphere suddenly becomes heavy. Silence. And then Eve grabs a cake and throws it at the guests. Chaos, shouting, embarrassment, and confusion ensue. The night ends in a disaster. After the guests leave, Theo and Eve lose control. They scream at each other, hurling insults. "I hate you" echoes through the house, shaking the walls. Finally, they both shout that it's over. They've decided to get a divorce. Next scene, each sits with their own lawyer. Eve talks to her lawyer, and Theo consults a friend of his who's a lawyer. Theo says, "I want to keep the house. The restaurants can be yours. That was everything you ever wanted, but the house stays with me." Eve responds, "No, I paid for it. The house is mine." Theo snaps, "I designed it. This is my house." Neither of them will back down. From this point on, their divorce becomes an all-out war. Theo burns Eve's all cookbooks. Eve retaliates. He strikes again. Each move is more ruthless than the last. To sabotage Eve's restaurant, Theo hacks her work email and cancels all her seafood orders. When the deliveries don't arrive, the restaurant falls into chaos. Eve strikes back. She fills Theo's bathtub with live crabs while he's showering. Their home becomes a battlefield. In one fight, Theo yells, "Just sign and give me the house." Eve shouts back in rage, "Never, it's mine." But this time, Eve takes it a step further. She uses AI to create a video putting Theo's face on a man verbally abusing customers and threatens to post it online, intending to ruin his reputation forever. At that moment, Theo decides to get revenge. Later, he bakes Eve a raspberry cake, knowing she's severely allergic to raspberries. He offers it to her, pretending it's a peace offering. Eve takes a bite and immediately realizes. Her throat tightens and she struggles to breathe. Theo remains calm and motionless. "Fine, sign the house over to me, then I'll give you your allergy shot." Gasping for air, Eve pleads, "No, please just give me the shot." But Theo repeats, first the signature, then the shot. On the brink of losing consciousness, Eve signs, but instead of her real name, she writes a fake name to trick Theo. Theo injects her with the shot, and Eve slowly begins to recover. She yells in anger, "You really tried to kill me just because I wouldn't sign?" Theo panics, stammers, No, I just wanted to hit you. I thought maybe you'd sign first." Eve stares at him and says, "Well, I signed, but not with my real name." Theo freezes. His entire plan has failed. After that, everything spirals out of control. The revenge, the violence, and the ruthlessness escalate continuously. Eventually, Eve can't take it anymore. She grabs a gun and points it at Theo. Theo yells, "You're crazy!" At that moment, Eve's face is terrifying, wild, unknown, unrecognizable. Eve fires. Bullets tear through the kitchen. One hits the chandelier, another slams into the wall. Enraged, Theo grabs a hammer and starts smashing the stove, the very stove Eve loved. He yells, "No, not the stove!" But Theo keeps destroying everything in his path. Both of them cry, scream, and completely fall apart. Finally, Theo stands and says, "Put the gun down. I don't hate you." Eve, tears in her eyes, replies, "But you do. You always did." Their anger subsides for a moment. They calm. They begin talking, recalling old memories. Strangely, it seems like a reconciliation is forming between them. They go to the bedroom, they speak softly, touch each other, and kiss. Forgiveness seems to have happened. But when Theo destroyed the stove, he also broke a gas line. Gas is leaking in the house. Lying together, Theo says, "Eve, turn on the fireplace and play some music." The smart system executes the command. The fireplace lights up, the lights dim, music plays, and at that moment, the leaking gas ignites. White screen, explosion. Theo and Eve, still in each other's arms, are engulfed in flames. The house is destroyed, both die, and across the world in Miami, their children are left without parents.